Hi guys, so for today's video I'm going to be showing you my top 10 favorite beauty products of all time. These are products that I've used for years and years and they've never done me wrong. These are products that I truly believe in, I can truly vouch for. So for this video I basically walked around my room, the bathroom, looked at things that I use every single day, and I came up with about 15 and then narrowed it down. I probably could do a whole nother video on the other 5 and probably, if I thought about it, come up with like another 10 more. So maybe at some point I will do that. So I hope you guys like this type of video. I know so far I have only done tutorials. I just recently did a Golden Goddess Halloween tutorial and a Wonder Woman Halloween tutorial. So please go watch those and let me know what you think of those. So if you guys are interested in seeing my top 10 beauty products, please keep watching. So to start, I feel like this is a pretty random thing, but it is a brush. This is a brush from BH Cosmetics. So the little backstory behind this brush and how I fell in love with it is about 4 years ago, I was shopping on BH Cosmetics. I think I was picking up some eyeshadows or something of this sort, and I realized that I should really pick up a new blending brush because I had just beat the crap out of mine and it was time for a new one, so I might as well try one of theirs before going out and spending a little bit more money on a brush. Not really thinking a whole lot to it. And then fast forward 4 years later, this is my most used blending brush, and I have brushes by tons of brands, and this is by far my favorite blending brush I have ever used. So this one is a super fluffy, super soft blending brush. For how affordable this is, it's kind of ridiculous how soft it is. So there was a bit of time that I could not figure out what brush it was. The writing on the brush disappeared so long ago just from holding it in my hands for so long. I can see that it is by BH Cosmetics. I can still read that little portion, but any sort of brush number is long gone. But after doing some research on their website, I have narrowed it down to one brush that I believe it could be, and that is the blending brush number 12. The reason that I'm so in love with this brush, aside from the fact that it's so soft and so affordable, is its size. It is larger than a normal blending brush. Like here, let me grab. So for comparison, here is a MAC 217 and here is the one from BH Cosmetics. I don't know if you can tell, but it's probably about twice the size of the MAC 217, which, don't get me wrong, I love MAC 217s. This one's very dirty because it's been very abused. I love it dearly, but this one is really great for when you're doing a transition color. And normally you have to bring that up and really work it up. This brush is so big that it does have to work for you. Granted, I wouldn't use this when I'm like darkening up my crease, but it's great for adding those first couple transition colors. And it's also really great for once you have your transition, your crease, any other colors on there. If you just really need to blend them in and soften those lines, it is great at that. And this brush retails at $2.35, and that is absolutely mind-blowing, not only because it is amazing and I love it dearly, but also because it is cruelty-free. So for the next beauty product I'm going to be talking about, this is a skincare product, and this is the MAC Marine Bright Formula Cleanser. And this is absolutely amazing when it comes to taking off your makeup. So normally what I'll do is I'll use a makeup wipe or some makeup remover and take off my makeup, and then I'll get in the shower or even there at the sink, I'll wash it off with a cleanser just to make sure it's extra clean. I don't want to just leave it up to a wipe to get all my makeup off. What truly made me fall in love with this was back when I had very first started working at MAC years ago now. I used to use my Clarisonic all the time, and I loved my Clarisonic. I still do. I just can't find it because I went on vacation and misplaced it. Anyways, head to my Clarisonic had been stained for about, I don't know, a month, maybe a couple weeks. And I had tried cleaning it with other cleansers and it just wasn't coming off. So I figured, okay, it's just makeup. It's just stained. I got home. I had a little sample of this that I brought home from work. I put it on the brush head, I cleansed my face, and I looked down at the brush head, and all the stained makeup that was on there was gone. It completely cleaned my brush, and that hadn't been cleaned in weeks, and I assumed it was just stained. And I think that is the absolute best part of this, is that it takes off all of your makeup. But it's able to do that without stripping my face of all the oils. Normally, when I take a shower and I use any other cleanser and I wash my face, it feels dry, it feels tight. I mean, in fact, all of my body feels that way. I just have more sensitive dry skin naturally. So normally when I get out of the bath, I feel dry regardless. But with this, my face doesn't feel dry at all. It's amazing. And this retails for $29. My next favorite beauty product is a bronzer, and this is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. And I feel like absolutely everyone knows about this bronzer, and that's because it is amazing. It is great for light to medium skin tones, and generally when you're as light as me, I'm an NC15 in MAC terms. Generally bronzers get really warm, really brown, really muddy, really quick, and it's a really hard balance to find where you're supposed to be in between a warm color and a gray color in order to do any bronzing or contouring. But for me, this really just hits the nail on the head. This is just the trial size. Actually, I got this in an airport when I realized I had forgotten my bronzer, and I saw one of those makeup vending machines. I think it was just solely a Benefit one. So I got it out of there, and this was $15, but the full size is $29. Okay, so my next favorite beauty product that I absolutely adore is this Loving Tan Deluxe Bronzing Mousse, and this one is in the shade medium. Like I said, I am super pale, so it's really hard for me to find soft tanners because most of them not only come off orange, but they're just simply way too dark. This one has never made me orange. It has more of an olive base, which is great because I have an olive base to my skin tone, so I never look orange. I use it with the bronzing mitt. I've never had any problems with any streaks or any patch. The only issue I've ever had is it sticking to my hands and my elbows, but that's generally my fault because I should be moisturizing those areas more than I already am and making sure to moisturize them before I put on the soft tan. Like I said, that is no one's fault but my own, and this stuff is absolutely amazing. And it retails for $34.95. So my next product is a beauty product, and it is a lipstick, and I know that seems absolutely insane that you could only ever choose one lipstick, but if I had to, it'd be a pretty easy choice. And the lipstick that I'm talking about is a Blankety by MAC, so I will go ahead and swatch it for you guys. It is the perfect nude pink color, and this lipstick works on so many different skin tones. Not only do I love it for selfish reasons for myself, but it also is suitable on so many of my clients. It's got a really pretty cool brown undertone, which makes it super wearable for most people. It can be worn. All you have to do for you to make it more wearable is just to switch up your liner. For myself, I generally use Strip Down by MAC. You could also use Subculture, Spice, so many different lip liners I can think of off of my head that would make it work. For deeper skin tones, you could use Cork by MAC, and that would be really pretty. This lipstick is an amplified texture, and what that means in MAC terms is a super soft, super creamy lipstick. But I also find that it doesn't fade off my lips like so many other super creamy lipsticks from other brands do. It really has a good staying power for the texture of lipstick that it is. And this lipstick retails for $17.50. My next favorite beauty product is a hair product, and this is the It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In Plus Keratin, and I have used this for I think like 3 years. I found it because one of my hairstylists at the time sprayed it in my hair, and then after she blow dried it, I felt my hair and it just felt different. It felt stronger, it was shinier, it just genuinely felt healthier after I used it. So after feeling the way my hair felt, seeing how it looked, I instantly bought a bottle of it, and I've been buying it ever since. It claims to be in between maintenance of keratin straightening treatments, increases styling and manageability, perfect for all hair types, replaces lost protein, protects the natural keratin in hair, protects against heat, restores hydration balance, detangles, defrizzes, and adds shines, strengthens hair texture, and seals cuticles for extra silky hair. And I know that seems like a lot for a hair product to claim that it can do, but for me, I truly feel that it does each and every single one of those. I have naturally frizzy, kind of unruly hair, and this changes that. It's instantly less frizzy when I use this. It's softer, it's shinier, it is more manageable. It's a lot easier to style my hair when I use this. And I notice on days that I don't use it, I definitely have more frizz and more flyaways. This is the smaller size. I think it comes in one smaller. I think it comes in a trial size, but this is the smaller out of the two normal size bottles. And I want to say I paid $16 for this one. Now my next product is another makeup product, and this is the Prolongwear Waterproof Brow Set by MAC. I get it in the color Bold Brunette, and what this is, it's basically like a mascara for your brows. There's so many other brands that have versions of this. Anastasia does, ColourPop does. From all the ones I've tried, I truly love this one. It adds just enough color to my brows that they have something there, but they don't look filled in. It's great for no makeup days. I also wear it to the beach because it is truly waterproof. I have worn it to the beach so many times. It's one of those things I always make sure to take on vacation because I know I'm not going to want to wear makeup to the beach but it's enough that you don't feel naked. For me, I naturally have dark blonde hair, so of course my eyebrows are so much lighter than what they look like right now. They're the color of my natural hair, so my eyebrows are like a dark blonde. So yes, I do tint them sometimes, but for the most part, I try not to. I generally just use this on days that I don't want to wear makeup, but I still want to look somewhat presentable. This adds so much texture to your brow, so not only does it give your brows color, they also have a clear one if you're just worried about it staying in place, which of course it does. It makes them more stiff, and I like that stiff feeling. I don't like the brow gels that you put on and it's soft. I don't really see the purpose in that. I really like something that makes them stiff, so I know that they're going to stay where they're meant to stay and they're not going to move around. This adds texture if you have really thin brows and you fill them in. It's great to go over the brows that you do have with this, and they're going to look so much fuller and so much thicker. For my next product, this is a perfume, and this is the Juliette Has A Gun, not a perfume. So I got this as a sample from an order I placed at Sephora.com probably about a year or so ago now. And from the second that I used it, I've absolutely loved it. Every time I wear it, I get so many compliments on it. So in order to explain this, I'm going to read what it says on Sephora's site. It says, this minimalist, fresh, and clean fragrance is hypoallergenic and ideal for those who don't normally wear perfume. It's composed of a single note called deluxe, which is normally used in perfumery as a base note. Here it plays the lead role for a fragrance that will easily satisfy the most difficult taste, and I think that kind of described it best because it is a very, very simple smell, and I am a very particular person when it comes to fragrances. I think I've owned like 4 or 5 perfumes total, and I'm not talking about body sprays, but perfumes. I think I've owned like 5 my entire life, and that's not because I don't love perfume, and that's because I'm incredibly, incredibly picky with perfumes. Generally, friends or family would advise not to give me a perfume as a gift because chances are I'm not gonna like it, and it's just because I think I have a really sensitive nose. I feel like so many perfumes are just way too strong or way too spicy or way too florally. I'm just so picky, and I don't know why I'm like this. For me, this perfume is every bit soft, but it still smells on your skin. Not only does it smell on your skin, but it stays on your skin, and that's another problem I have with perfumes. When I find one that I like, within 15 minutes, you can't smell it. And if you spray it on your clothes, it's going to be on your clothes forever. This is definitely a more expensive product. When I decided I loved it and I was ready to go buy it at Sephora, I picked it up, saw the price tag, put it back down, and I walked around the store and I tried to find a perfume that smelled very similarly. None of them smelled as good, as soft, and pretty as this one did. So yeah, I ended up buying it, and I do not regret it at all. I do make sure that I use it more sparingly because it is $135, which is definitely on the more expensive side, and I wouldn't normally pay that much for it, but I've had it for 6 months now, and there is still tons in there. So yeah, as long as I feel like I use it sparingly, it should last me a really long time. So my next product is a makeup product, and this is the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. I've been using this for so many years. I would honestly probably say at least 5. I use it to set my concealer, and it doesn't change the color of my concealer. It doesn't make it cake up. It doesn't cause any sort of weird dry patches like so many powders do. I've tried so many powders that are recommended for under the eye, so many powders that I've used on my face that just don't work at all underneath my eye. The Laura Mercier translucent powder, I've seen so many YouTube gurus, so many makeup artists that I'm friends with in real life, and it will work great for them. But I think since I'm so light, I notice the tiniest bit of color changing with my concealer, and this doesn't do it at all. It doesn't cause any of those issues. It just strictly sets it. Only downside is it is incredibly small, as you can see. I would say I probably go through one of these once a month, which is rather quickly, I know, but it's also super affordable, so I don't feel horrible for doing it. And when I go, I generally buy 3 or 4 at a time. That way I don't have to go back so often to get it. And this retails for $3, so like I said, super affordable. I don't feel guilty for buying 4 at a time because they're so affordable. I use them on all of my clients, and I have never had an issue with flashbacks. So that's another thing that I should mention. It doesn't flashback. So my next product is one that I feel like is probably on most beauty people's top 10 products. This is a setting spray by MAC that is not meant to make your makeup last longer, and that's a common misconception, and I heard that every single day when I worked at MAC. People would ask me if it makes my makeup last longer, or they would tell me that their friend recommended it because it makes their makeup last longer. There's no evidence that actually proves that, and it's not truly what it's intended for. This is meant to be a hydration spray. So what this will do is when you spray it, it takes away that super powdery look that you get after setting your makeup. It makes your makeup look better in general. After you spray it, after it has a second to dry, you have realized any sort of extra powder or any cakiness that you may have had on your face is instantly gone. This is truly a product that every single makeup artist that I know has in their kit. I have this in my kit. I have multiple bottles at home. All of my friends now own it because I constantly talk about it. Also, it smells really good. I don't know if everyone else thinks that or if that's just like my personal taste. It's just It's got a really clean, fresh scent. It reminds me a lot of MAC's Perfume Turquoise. I also considered putting that in my top 10, but I didn't. So maybe next time if I make another video, it might be in there. But yeah, this stuff is absolutely amazing. This has green tea, chamomile, and cucumber in it, so it is also really great at calming down irritated skin. So if you have redness, you can spray it on your skin before you do your makeup as a primer, and also it is meant as a primer and as a setting spray. I don't know if that's known as well. This is one of those products that I can't imagine wearing makeup without having it. On days where I don't spray my face, I can visibly see my powder. I could probably talk about this for like the next 20 minutes and still have tons to say, so I'm going to cut it off there. I hope you guys found this video interesting. I know I really love to see what other people consider to be like their top 10 products, get some new ideas, maybe find one of your next top 10 products. If you guys have any other types of videos or requests of anything you might like to see, please let me know so I can go ahead and do that. So if you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.